don't want violence, I want peace. On guard, but I got a 30 clip on me. Of course, I got a brand new piece of steel and it's stainless. Cause the world we live in, it get dangerous, better stay on guard. Better know your role when it's your turn, you gotta play your part. Put it on the table, only way you learn to play your cards. So I bet it all on myself every time I'm playing large. Cause I got power in my words, I make my own reward. Lately I've been feeling like I'm chosen. By this time next year, everything I touch just might be golden. By this time next year, everything on my neck, it might be frozen. Tryna keep this drip inside, I slip in so I can't hold it in. I ain't gon' lie, I've been feeling like the man again. I couldn't wait until them bands was in my hand again. I had fell off but I bounce right back, look how I land again. They see me winning, here they gun, they wanna be friends again. That's why I swear, them bitches really got some nerve on. Fuck what you heard, I think I must have struck a nerve on. I hit my drip and then I swear, no competition, I'm at first, Fuck what you heard, I got that #1 reserved on. I'm really with it, I can see the vision. I'm bound to get it, I can feel it, that's my intuition. I'm tryna break 100,000 down and save 1,000,000. They call me Johnny, feel like Bobby, just a new addition. Lately I've been feeling like I'm chosen. By this time next year, everything I touch just might be golden. By this time next year, everything on my neck just might be frozen. Tryna keep this drip inside, I slip in so I can't hold it in. I'ma go retarded till my family know we made it out. Right or wrong, regardless, behind mine, I'm ready to bang it out. I check the market, I'm the hardest, I ain't got no doubts. I move the smartest, tryna navigate this paper route. That's why I swear, them bitches really got some nerve on. Fuck what you heard, I think I must have struck a nerve on. I hit my drift and then I swear, no competition, I'm at first, Fuck what you heard, I got that #1 reserve on. Y'all.
These days are cold, feel them till I overflow. Grab a hold of what I know can make time stop. My mind explodes at all the things that I don't know. But one thing that I know for sure is what I've got. These words can feel like they're spoken another language. When life could be like if I could just understand it. I took a while to accept that I couldn't plan it. Tried to go find some answers, turns out it's open-ended. Oh, not insane. Maybe just a little bit strange. Couldn't be happier. Oh, not insane. Maybe just a little bit strange. Couldn't be happier. Before you know, we're filled until we overload. The lines are drawn and set in stone. Connect the dots. And as we go, we watch it as it all unfolds and catch a glimpse of what it shows before it drops. These words can feel like they're spoken another language. When life could be like if I could just understand it. I took a while to accept that I couldn't plan it. Tried to go find some answers, turns out it's open-ended. Oh,
good. Okay, I'm already rich. I already been done found myself. Cause when you find peace, that's when you find wealth. I guarantee you all I got it come from heaven's shelf. Cause my God, it feels good, I just can't help myself. I love to live happy, if you hating my bad. Or better yet, feel free to hashtag die mad. I don't take nothing in vain, everything I give is a gain. And people ask if I'm crazy, but my reply stay the same. It goes,
Good morning. What's going on, guys? It is 5 o'clock where I'm at, so if it's earlier, I know California's 3 a.m. right now. But I woke up at 2:40, went to the gas station, got something to eat. Today's my birthday. That's not the reason why I woke up early. I mean, obviously, like I said, sleeping schedule's been messed up all week. And it's getting closer and closer. Like, I'm trying to wake up around maybe like 6 or 8 a.m. That's my goal. And then probably stream decently early. I figured I'd just stream because what tends to happen is, like, I have full intention of streaming. And then, you know, all my buddies get on and we start, you know, watching stuff or, you know, playing games. And then time slips by and then I'm already tired. So I figured before anybody else is on, I'll be here, and I'll probably be on for a couple hours because I'm just big chilling, you know. Let's go ahead. I had to chase fish around the yard. My sister, like, I guess threw like old food from the refrigerator like out in the yard, and like I didn't notice fish was eating it, but like I had to book my ass over there and get them from chewing on the breadsticks. I know it probably won't hurt them, but like I'm just being safe, you know. So, that was my morning to start with. Alright, let's switch over to the cam. What's going on? Good morning. Oh, so we got something to talk about today. Isn't that interesting? So, I did see a lot of YouTube videos coming out talking about FTX, everything like that. Which, I mean, if we're just making an educated opinion on that, yes, do I think an exchange not having any crypto at all to back up just in case is a bad thing? Of course I do. But at the same time, you got to realize that these websites, these are market makers. These are pairing with other exchanges as well. And of course, there's all like sorts of commissions going on behind the scenes. So, I mean, it's not unheard of that websites like Bybit, FTX, you know, name a couple others, BitMEX, they probably don't have as much as like a spot exchange, but like Bybit also has a spot exchange. Maybe FTX does too. I'm not familiar with FTX at all. So like, I'm not really going to be talking a lot about that issue. I don't know enough about it. So, but, was it CoinGlass that can tell you, exchange balance? So I took a look at this morning. I saw Ryan's short that he put out, which he was talking about it, and FTX is all the way down here with what, negative crypto. I think when Ryan was looking at it, it was I don't know, like this isn't the past 30 days, and this is just a change. Oh, okay, it's right here, negative 182. So, yeah. I thought FTX was one of the bigger ones as well. But Bybit, up on number 9. You know, we got 37,000. And of course, Coinbase Pro, obviously rocking most popular exchange in the world besides Binance. I use Kraken for my spot exchanges, so I mean it's not about 3 times better than Bybit, but yeah. To be honest, like, this is the thing, like, for me, I feel like this could have been different in the first place. You're a moderator now? Oh, did I click that? I don't remember doing that. Honestly, past couple of days, like, I feel like my YouTube account's been hacked. So, like, if anything happens, like, all of a sudden I start posting some weird shit, it's not me. All right. I'm gonna be honest, my recommended page has been nothing but, like, softcore porn for, like, a couple days now. All right. The schizophrenic in me is saying, Austin, you're participating in No Nut November. It's the devil trying to get you. But honestly, I feel like something's a little bit fishy on my YouTube right now. So I don't know. But like I said, the news is coincidental when even before all this FTX stuff started popping up, once again, we had didn't mean to do that. We had A, B, C calling out a nice little top, a short hedge, and downside price action was expected. Once again, I mean, we were sitting in this range for a long period of time. It makes sense for us to go back down and retest resistances and confirm support, which is what I'm still hoping to do. I'm actually hoping to see a bit more downside. Not because I'm going to be taking profit on my shorts. Obviously, I'm holding my shorts, going with the plan. In terms of if this is a top, I don't want to miss out. If it's going to continue dropping, not going to make that same mistake again. Blase blah. But what I'm hoping is being able to take profit on my long position and continue to re-long at a higher price point and continue the uptrend. So just taking a look at some of the resistances and supports involved in this. Obviously, the average, I'm going to go with the newest resistance before we left this range. Obviously, we do have this kind of layer right here, and that obviously could be one of the resistances, you know, that we get a bounce off of. But I'm going to go with this right here. So Ethereum has the ability to come all the way back down to about 1344 and still bounce and continue the uptrend because that was our last local high within this range before we left it. All right, so we still have plenty of downside to that resistance in order to confirm it as support. So what I'm hoping in the meantime, because if we go overhead and look at Bitcoin is pretty much back in that range. All right, if we're going with that same mentality of the last resistance before we left the range, we're there and we're past it. So what I'm hoping is that in the short term, we get a bounce to the upside and then hopefully come back down and form an ABC pattern. One, that would allow me to get my long position on Bitcoin that I missed in the first place. Obviously, still holding the hedge short. Right now, I have 3 positions open. I have 2 shorts, one on Bitcoin, one on Ethereum, and then a long on Ethereum. All right, so that's all I have. I didn't mean to get into LTC short, but missed it because I'm a fucking knucklehead. All right, there's nothing more to be said. All right, but I'm comfortable with having, you know, a sparse amount of trades. I'm not really trying to do the whole across the board shorting everything, longing everything anymore. So I'm comfortable with what I got. So my plan is hopefully, because, you know, like I said, I'm sure that it had an effect on the market, the whole news story about FTX and everything like that, because obviously derivatives are a big part of the market now, and to have a whole one of the more popular derivatives exchanges insolvent, or whatever the word is, or, you know, losing faith, it's going to put down the market. But it's inconsequential. We had the market telling us that there was weakness, and there is plenty of room to the downside. There's nothing really holding us up. This shouldn't have been something that's like, oh, I lost my money because of FTX. The market had all the signs to let you know, hey, there's potential for downside because of the resistances and supports and the ABC top. So Like I said, hopefully in the short term we get a bounce to the upside, and then hopefully the C wave is retesting this previous resistance, and then we bounce back up. I can go ahead and take profit on this long position from right here. Let me highlight that with a different color. All right, I want to take profit on my long position from down here and enter the new setup that it has potential to be formed. There is no current setup. All right, we have to form an uptrend and then have another retest in order for that to be formed. But just thinking 2 steps ahead, all right, because we already have the ABC top here. Let me try to make this a little bit more simple to see. All right, we have the ABC top here, so all we're currently living in is a C wave. Like, we just have the downtrend, so we still need uptrend, downtrend in order for us to take profit on the previous long, enter the new one, and then everything is fine and dandy. Kind of shaping up, making sure that we're taking profit along the way as the trend continues. The last trade that I remember entering obviously was BTC, but before that, in terms of longs, I was trying to enter KDA, and unfortunately fell back down. All right, I was trying to get back in right here, and it just bloop, straight back down to the downside. Now, if we do happen to continue to push down a little bit lower, I possibly will try to take this entry here, but it's getting kind of old at this point. But this is definitely one of the better entries that we've had, a much larger B setup than what we're typically used to. The last one that was of decent size was probably right here. This one was quite tiny in comparison, but if everything is lining up correctly, like I said, if we're kind of confirming support upon the resistance of the previous range of Ethereum and BTC, and we have the coincided trade with KDA, which is an altcoin, more than welcome to take that trade, because we got the big boys playing. Hopefully the small boy will follow. But no, that's about it. But thanks for the happy birthdays. I appreciate it. Exciting day in the market, as always. Also, I'm waiting on a new cord for my old headset, so I'm using this wireless one here, which I don't quite like, because the problem is my old headset is an open back and these ones are closed back. So if I have the little microphone plugged in, I can hear myself talk, but the problem is like it's not very loud. And as well as that, just I look like a gamer, which I don't like that look. So the cord should get here today, and you guys might lose me again, to be honest. I'm gonna try to stay on my same sleep schedule. I'm not gonna try to ruin it, but God of War Ragnarok comes out tomorrow, so I'm gonna be playing that quite a bit. I'll try to take a break to stream, but I don't know, until I finish the story at least once. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Yeah, I gotta put these to the side. They're fine to game with, but I just don't like them to just sit there and talk. Let me send the music through my speakers to be here in silence. Yeah, let me put on some carbon based. Thank you for the happy birthday, man. I appreciate it. Mar, hi, buddy. What's going on? Good morning. Or good evening. Whichever one it might be. I appreciate the happy birthday, but you don't have to spam it, man. I appreciate it. Hey Kite, I did some back testing on the ABCs and I'm wondering how you approach this in strong trends. Do you zoom in and look for them on the smaller time frames? Thanks. So for me, like what I would define as a strong trend is it would be a long-term trend. Like this is a strong trend. It's just a straight down trend. All right. So if I'm looking at the daily chart, of course, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right. On the daily chart, if I look in, the only major ABC that I can really see would be this one right here. Obviously, because I know where the other ABCs are, I'm more tuned to kind of looking and like I can see this one. But of course, I would have to go down to a smaller time frame, say the 2 hour, and try to find entry points for shorts. So obviously, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, short position, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, short position, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, short position. This one right here, of course, we would have had many different opportunities. Like we would have had this first ABC, and then the second, and then the third, and then the fourth, and then the fifth, and then it finally would have worked out. But if you're talking about like really fast trends like this, yeah, I get what you mean in terms of do I zoom in and try to like find points. I did in the past, but I don't think I should do that anymore. All right. It's not like I'm going into this downtrend right here and going down to the 5-minute chart and going, whoa, we have A, B, C. Like, don't do that. It's not going to help you. Back out of your time frame. If you don't see a setup, wait for it. Like right now, be honest with yourself. This is just a single downtrend. You don't see any break of trend. But what about this right here? No. Don't do that to yourself. All right. We have a single downtrend. And yeah, we're waiting on an uptrend, waiting on a downtrend if we are going to get another available long position. But don't try to be the guy that's trying to scalp these small time frames and trying to figure out where it's going to go here and here and here and try to scalp all those moves. Be patient. Wait for the good setup. Don't fall for the slimy ones. All right. Right here, you would have had to wait a decent bit of time, but boom. You had that set up right here. You probably would have tried to enter on this one as well. Like I said, me personally, I didn't enter in on that one because it was the first layer. It was the first ABC setup that we saw once we passed the range, and we were so close to it that it didn't make sense for me. Once we had like kind of the double layered setup, and what I mean by that is we had ABCA, and then we had the retest, and then we had the second one. This becomes a stronger trend. And if this trend fails, then we will see harsher repercussions, possibly breaking back down into the range, which is exactly what we saw here. Like I said, you can go ahead and spout off all much stuff about, it's FTX's fault. But like I said, it's very simplistic. We had no underlying support in that region. We were expected to go back down and retest because that's what you should just expect that from markets. Once your resistance is broken, you retest it. Confirm as support if you're going to continue. And the market showed us weakness. The freak is going on this late? Well, I woke up early this morning, so what's going on this early is the correct thing, for me at least. Am I growing a mustache? I've had a mustache in the past. I don't think it's any different this time. It's just I've shaved off all my facial hair, a week or a month ago. There's a gnat flying around my room. And now it's all growing back. And obviously, the time periods where you guys are seeing me, there's a couple days in between each time. So, but also, guys, if you would do me a favor and go over to Johnny Crypto's channel and give him a little subscribe. Cause not this Johnny Crypto, this one right here, Johnny Crypto. Just give him a subscribe, because he's going full-time crypto right now, and I would like to help him out. So like when I'm not live, he probably will be streaming. So, and he's one of the oldest members in the group, who during the first part of the bull market did very well. So he knows what I do inside and out. So go subscribe to him. Caught the Sol USDT long at 25.75. Thank you, James. I appreciate it, man. Oh, I see that. That's a good setup. You have the first layer, ABCA, and then you had that B wave, C wave. That is a good setup. And, wait. Oh, you're talking about I didn't even notice. Much, much larger setup as well. So basically a triple layered setup. That's awesome. How'd Sushi do? Sushi, man. Eating up. Eating up stop losses like it's nobody's business. He went over and under this little thing over here for the larger setup several times. And then it took off like a rocket. And now he's just going straight back down. Stay away from Sushi, guys. Stay away from it. It ain't good for nobody. Here, let me go ahead and set up a little thingamabobber here. Just in case that triggers and I don't notice it. It's a damn kite. I was gonna go to sleep. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, Johnny's a trader. He's been trading ABCs for quite a long time. He was in the group even before I started trading ABC, so he's a good guy. And I'll probably be bringing Johnny on the stream pretty soon, just because now that he's full-time streaming, we'll have more time to kind of arrange and schedule that, because he typically would get off of work around like 8 o'clock or so. So usually I wasn't streaming that late, but we'll figure out something. Is this the wave down to 16.3? Maybe. Who knows? Short term, it doesn't look like it until we start breaking back down in the ranges. Like I said, BTC definitely is back in the range, but who's to say that? It just wasn't a little bit of an overreaction. Because with Ethereum not breaking back down in the range, it doesn't look too dangerous at the moment. But we got the short position, so whatever happens, happens. Crescent, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I ain't got too much planned for my birthday today. I mean, me and my friend and my sister went on a lot to the movies and dinner last weekend because he's got a busy work schedule. Just be hanging out with some friends on Discord, maybe watching some movies. Any chance you could show me some ABCs on Soul? I haven't used it before and it's hard for me to figure out which one. Much appreciated. Yeah, someone just brought up the fact that Soul had a really good setup. So always start on a higher time frame. Look at your ultimate trend. Of course, we're in a downtrend. All right. So what you're looking for is major trend shifts. It's like right here, downtrend. And of course, like there is uptrends within this downtrend. Don't get me wrong, but you got to be able to compact stuff together and kind of fade out the noise. So right here we have a downtrend, and then we have an uptrend, and then we have a downtrend. You can see we put in a lower low right here. And we had a little bit of a retest, but then whoop, straight to the upside. Now, the only problem with that is the way that I play now is like I need a setup in order to take a trade. And I'm holding those trades and looking for hedges. So the only problem with this is, yes, we did not get a short hedge up at this top. Right here, we had uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, and you could have taken your short hedge here, which wouldn't have been as appetizing, but look at what it resulted in. Much, much farther downside price action. So even though you didn't get the very, very top, at least you saved your ass right here and made a whole lot of money doing so. All right, now moving down into closer time frames. All right, you can see, follow this down, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. Now, the only problem with this is these are quite dangerous. See these strong, fast trends like this because you can see it went over and under many, many times. Now, that's just a simple fact of it being an altcoin as well. All right, not to say that it doesn't happen on Bitcoin or Ethereum, just less often. All right. So right here, once again, just fading out the noise. All right, you could have either gone with this as your ABC setup, which you would have been stopped out a couple bit of times, or you could have gone with this top right here as price action unfolds. All right, now it would have been a good one. Now on a macro scale, combine all that together. All right, we have downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. You can see we just put in a lower low on Sol. Now, if we go down to that C wave, what do you see? All right, you see downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. So at the moment, I'm trying to catch this gnat and smush it, but I keep missing. So the two layers that you have as an available trade would be right here at about 26.87 and right here at about 25.87. So if we're going on to a little bit smaller time frame, you can see we're kind of well past those. It wouldn't be recommended to take those trades because you want your entries to be shielded positions for your stop losses. So you want your stop loss to be below, preferably, both of these supports. That way, if you take an entry here, price action, if it comes back up, if it comes back down, it kind of bounces off of that. Doesn't mean that it can't fall through, but if it falls through, it's probably for good reason. We might see a little bit of a continuation. Hey, Kite, I've been to tell you this for a while. Been hard to catch you on live. I'm from Australia. I noticed you put nicotine gum in your mouth. I'm guessing you want to. It's not nicotine gum. It's Zen nicotine pouches. So tobaccoless. See, like I'm probably taking too much of it, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I do think that there is benefits to nicotine. The only problem is like the inflammation in the lungs, whether it be, obviously combustion's the worst, but I do think vaping also isn't good for you. It's just a safer alternative. At the moment, as of right now, like my brain tells me nicotine pouches that are tobaccoless are probably the safest bet. The negative side effect I've found with these, if you ever consider these in the future, is because of the salt that's in it, just like if you ever been on an amphetamine, which is a salt-based substance. I don't want to press on my lens. A little fly dude was on the lens, making me so mad. Dry skin. That's all it is. Like my upper lip will have dry skin that kind of flakes off. So just you gotta drink a lot more water. That's all. But in terms of like safety, I think this would probably be the safest alternative besides like maybe patches. But I like the flavor. Up or down in the next 2 months? Thank you. I don't know, dude. I don't know. In terms of like Litecoin has a pretty strong bearish setup right now, so we might be seeing a lot more downside potential for quite a while. I hope not, but you know me, I play both sides of the market right now. I'm in a long position quite low on Ethereum, and I'm in a short position on BTC and Ethereum from the highest point that we currently have in the past couple of weeks. So I'll hold either or, save my ass, take profit at the correct points, let it rip. I own the book, Easy Way to Quit Smoking, and I've read through about 75% of it. I'm not gonna say I've finished it. And obviously he's talking about like actually smoking. And I mean, it's a known fact. Nicotine is not what causes the cancer. I'm not saying that nicotine is all pros. There is definitely cons to nicotine, but there's plenty of research that it is a pretty decent chemical for preventing certain diseases, as well as that it is what it is. It helps you throughout your day. But I'm not saying that you need it, but the one thing about vaping that why I stopped in the first place was coughing. Like I was coughing all the time. And just like nicotine. So here's what I noticed. Nicotine from a vape versus these pouches interacts with my brain significantly differently. So when I was at my buddy's wedding on the 22nd, I bought a backup vape just in case, like I was on the road and I ran out of nicotine pouches. And I did. So then I started vaping the vape. And when I got back to my house, even though I had access to pouches now, I was still craving the vape more. Now that could have been because I was a much longer term vapor than I was a pouch user. But at the same time, like it was weird for me to like notice, like this gives me plenty of nicotine, all that I would ever need. But for some reason, my brain still wants the vape. I don't know why that is. And the shittiest thing with vaping that would happen to me is like the juice would spit back into my throat, and that was disgusting. And if you got a lot of it one time, oh, you would just get sick. It makes you want to throw up. Okay, do you ever look at the Bitcoin rich list? Walt 3 seems to be a good trader, transferring out about 20.8 and 21.1, always marks local tops and bottoms. 1,000 BTC a pop, holds 1,300, 35,000 BTC still. I really don't look at stuff like that. Do you trade BTC USDT because you're on multiple positions and not want to have different buy accounts, or why? Yeah. So I still have some money in Inverse Perpetual, which I'll leave there, but at the same time, trying to take trades on Inverse Perpetual was killing me. Like, every time that I would have a long position open on Bitcoin, for some reason, like I'm such in a habit of taking the hedge trade immediately that I wasn't thinking about it. And then what would happen is because you can't take two trades on inverse perpetual on the same coin, it would cancel it out. And now I lost my excellent short or long position. And I have nothing to get back into. Sometimes that costed me a lot more money than it should have. Ow. Hit my finger. Breath is the key. That's why you want to vape. Oh, trust me, man. I'm just as hippy dippy as you might be with breathing. All right. I'm the dude that claims that breathing can send you into another dimension. All right. So, me and my friend were talking about this the other day. And when that first experience happened, I was in like a stressful state of mind. And I was just trying to distract myself intensely from what was happening. So I was able to have the endurance to do breathing for 3 hours straight. Maybe not 3 hours, maybe like 2.5. And then it triggered that experience. But right now, with nothing really like stressing me out intensely, I might breathe for like 30, 45 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed. Like I can't force myself to do it. And it came about from the conversation of like one of the worst trips I had on a psychedelic. I was like in a mental hell. And because of that, I forced myself to meditate so hard that it sent me into like this incredible state of mind. But if it was not for the overarching pressure of the negative situation, I probably wouldn't have had as much of a desire to escape through the means that I did. So it's kind of like, humans don't do what they need to do until they're forced to, that kind of whole mentality. Can you talk about the temptations and how you overpower it? Hashtag no November. Dude, it's I'm gonna be frank with you, it's tough. I mean, just being a kid that grew up in the digital age, that shit's a cancer. And until you're like, hey, let's participate in, Triple N, do you realize how much it was like a problem? I would say start your day with about like 15 minutes of meditation. I know it sounds corny if you're not into that kind of stuff, but pay attention to how thoughts pop into your head and that they're just thoughts. And then disassociate yourself with your thoughts versus what your intentions are. And then what can work is like coming up with like a mantra. It doesn't have to be something like spiritual or complicated. It can just be a single word. And you just repeat that word over and over and over again and put your full attention on it until the thought passes. And I would equate it to almost like ghrelin levels, where let's say you're used to doing something, one time a day or every other day. Your body gets accustomed to that, of the cycle of the dopamine spiking, or if you eat food 3 times a day at a certain time, your ghrelin spiking. But if you give it some time, it will go back down to baseline. You just have to get through that small period of time. And if you just remind yourself that it is a small period of time, you can do it. Trust me, it's not easy, but you can do it. Took too much. No, it was a pretty comfortable amount for me. It was, 2 papers. You know what I'm talking about. The thing that kind of set me off the deep end was a gravity bong of marijuana. In addition to that, but the psychedelic itself, which technically marijuana is a psychedelic as well, but other psychedelic, was a comfortable amount, something I could handle completely fine. Happy full moon. I've been noticing that, dude. The past like 2 to 3 nights I've been walking outside to like take the trash out, or just, you know, past couple of days when I wake up at this time, I go to the gas station, the Wawa down the street, because I hate going to the gas station like in the morning when everybody's going to work, because it's so damn busy. But like, you go to the gas station at like 3 a.m., ain't nobody there. Like, it's just a relaxful place, almost like a liminal space. But no, the moon's beautiful, man. Like, to walk outside and having like that glow over everything, something about it. And it's like the weather the past couple of days. Have you guys ever experienced this? Like, let's say you get to go to work in the morning, or you go to school, to the school bus, and you walk outside, and it is like the perfect temperature. I'm talking like it's almost as air didn't exist. Like, it's like a pocket of like bliss is underneath your arms. That's what the weather's been like at nighttime around here. So I'm enjoying it while I can. So I've been going like little tiny walks around the neighborhood, looking like a little hoodlum. What time is it there, Kite? Hope you're good, man. It's about 6 a.m. in the morning. I woke up at 2:40 a.m. after I've been falling asleep around like 7 p.m. and then waking up at 2:40 for a couple days. So I'm trying to push it. So like, I'm trying to fall asleep around like maybe like 10 or 11. That's what I'm aiming for. And then wake up at a decent time. And like, the problem that I'm having is I'm not combining everything that I know about the circadian rhythm at the correct moment in time. Once again, just urges coming over me. So like, in order to like really, really lock in a sleep schedule, you need to time your eating. You need to time when you expose yourself to light. You have to time when you get in bed. You have to create some sort of mental schedule. Like, okay, when I take a shower, brush my teeth, and do this and that, it basically like gives code to your brain that it's nighttime. I'm not really doing all that. And I think that's why I keep failing to keep my sleeping schedule in pace. But I'll tell you what, guys, like, even though the market still is technically like moving sideways, the trades that I have put are in a much better position than they've been in quite a while. Like, having the proper setup, having a long off of the larger ABC setup. Obviously, like I said, still kind of missed it a little bit here, but close enough. All right, this was the larger setup on Ethereum here. And I caught my long off of the C Waves ABC for Ethereum. So I caught it off of this yellow one here. So not too far away from the larger entry here. And then now we have the hedge position from all the way up here. Highlight that in orange. So, like I said, I'm hoping that we form an ABC setup in blue here, coming back down to retest this range, and I'm able to take profit on the green or on the yellow entry and enter the blue while still holding the orange, and then take that up to the upside or to the downside, whatever happens. It'd just be good to take profit on that long, and hopefully the trend continues. Right now we're sitting in $270 profit on Ethereum long, $124 profit on the Ethereum short, and then $60 profit on the BTC short. No, like, dude, Let me go my YouTube recommended real quick. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. If it doesn't do it right now, I'm gonna be so pissed. So like the only thing like is provocative on my page right now for some reason is MXR Plays, which is this guy. He always has thumbnails that are provocative, but at the same time, I just like watching them because it's him and his girlfriend, and I find them entertaining. But no, yesterday and the day before, like it was like actual softcore stuff. Like, you know, like those, I'm doing yoga stretches, or like literally like a naked girl in a bathtub. And like I couldn't, like, I don't click on stuff like that. So I'm like, why is YouTube recommending this to me? And the only thing I could come up with was either one, I've been hacked, or two, like YouTube is trying to make me lose November. Which, you know, going into the conspiracy theory that they're trying to dumb down the population with that kind of stuff, you know? Femboys? No. I'm good. You can keep that. Where's Andrew Tate on your YouTube? He's not on my YouTube, is he? I have like intentionally not clicked on anything Andrew Tate related for so long to make sure that it gets off my homepage. Like I said, I don't hate Andrew Tate. All right, it's not that. Is that Andrew Tate right there? Yeah, I think that is. Or before he went bald. Bugatti. It's just like I like the stuff that makes sense that he says is just common sense. And then there's the other side of what he says, which is just like, why? Oh, apparently some streamers are getting access to Call of Duty DMZ tomorrow. Which I'm actually really excited because that's gonna be our first look at it. Like I said, I'm a huge Tarkov fan, but recently, like I've just played so much of it. That until like next wipe, I'm probably gonna be taking a break. Maybe I'll load it up every once in a while, but I just don't have the same zest for it as I do. But I do like the genre, so I'm excited for what Call of Duty's take on it is gonna be. With taking profit on your long position, do you mean closing the initial long position and entering a new long if the ABC forms? Yes. So my new ideology for how I'm going to work myself through the market is, let's say that we get our first long position from here. All right. Let's say the market moves up and forms a short position here. All right. So I'm going to take the long from here and the short from here. All right. Now this is where people get confused. All right. Because when people see me talking about hedges, they're like, but then you're not making any money. Yes and no. All right. Yes, you are not making any money once you take the hedge between this point here and this point here. All right. This basically creates a pocket region between those two levels where it's a 1-to-1 ratio, and actually not quite. All right. Because when I take the new hedge position, it is based off of the current account equity, not the current account balance. All right. Big difference. All right. So if I started the long with $2,000 and now I am up $300 in profit on the long, all right, the equity is now 2,300. The account balance might still be 2,000. So I'm going to take the short with the account equity, 2,300. So it is kind of a 1-to-1, but also a little bit more in the short's favor. All right. But it's with the intention of, if I'm in $300 worth of profit on the long position, all right, then if the short wins and stops me out of my long, I'm still up $300 and maybe even a little bit more on the short, basically making sure that the time that I spent in my long was not for nothing. And then if we continue even further down, I'm making new money past that pocket region. All right. So the golden trifecta for me would be, I have a long position, I have a short hedge, and then maybe the short starts to work out and it opens up a new opportunity for a long position. So on this chart here, I'll try to make sure I use different colors, not to confuse people, because I have a bad habit of just drawing in the same color. All right. But this is my first long entry. And then once we form an ABC right here, this would be my second. And what I can do is now that I have a short hedge position, I can take profit on the original long and enter in on this one. Because if the trend is going to continue, why not take profit on the $100 that I'm in profit on the long here? And then if this is going to continue the trend, you see what I'm saying? It's just making sure that I kind of tighten up the pocket region if the chance is available. And it doesn't always work out this way. Sometimes you just have a hedge position. All right, that's it. And yes, maybe you do go down, but maybe you don't form a proper ABC and it continues going up. All right, no harm, no foul. All right, work with what the market gives you. Simple as that. It's like, I mean, looking at the past here, if I would have applied this same method, and that's the thing. So like I said, when I look at the past, a lot of people go, yeah, but that was the past. All right. But if you set up your strategies as a line of code, all right, it doesn't matter if it's the past or the future. It's very simplistic measurements that if this happens, you will do this. So you can back test your strategy by honestly going back and saying, if this happened, I would have done this. Not really skewing it and being like, I probably would have used a little bit of, intuition here and here. No, it has to be strict. That's why ABCs, I can show off the past ones with confidence that if it is to happen in the future, I'll do the same exact thing. So right here, you would have had, your short hedge from here after this long setup here, but you didn't get a new long, so you would have been stopped out of that one. Going down here, we have downtrend, and then we had uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. So you could have taken profit on your short from here and re-entered this one. And one of the things that are also really beneficial about taking profits and re-entering the new setup is compounding. So if you took the original long with $2,000 worth of equity and you take the new long with $2,400 worth of equity, you now are able to use more dollar risk, same percentage risk, and you will make more money if you get the same type of R&R. So compounding is always a good thing. And then we went down, and then we had uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. So right here, short position, you could have taken profit on this one, enter this one. And then we went down. And I was honestly looking for this to be a long position right here if we'd ever got back above it. But we went down, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. You could have taken profit on this short position, entered this new one. And then right here, I don't know if I would have done it here as well. I probably would have, but I'm sticking to my word now and making sure that I don't fault. I'm not gonna say that I don't miss entry sometimes, but I try to make sure that if I miss an entry, I combat it with another coin that has a similar setup. So, like I said, I don't have the long on Bitcoin, but I caught it on Ethereum. So, here, same thing, uptrend. Do this. Downtrend, uptrend. So, just like that example I showed you in midair with no price action related to it, it's the same exact thing. We have the original long setup. We have the short hedge. So now between this region and this region, I'm not making money or losing money. All right, technically I'm making a little bit. All right, but it's, for all intents and purposes, it is a 1-to-1 ratio. All right. But if I get the ability, when price action goes like this, to take a new long position, I can take profit on the original one. And now instead of having a gigantic pocket region where I'm not making money or losing money, I'm tightening it up. Now I'm not making money or losing money from here. But if we continue past this point, it gives me a lot more availability to make money here. What is your medium prediction? So my medium prediction is, because I go in chronological order, I can't really just expect it to break resistances like it's butter. All right. Let's look at the larger picture here. Two outcomes. All right. One, this is my local low on a larger time frame, and this is my local high. So on a larger scale, we can go anywhere between these two levels. Okay. So on a shorter time scale, we can go between here and the top. Why does it not show me the color anymore? Why did it just change all of them? All right. All right. So now we're working between this range and this range. Now, if we go to a shorter time scale, all right, we were working between this level here and this level here. And we have broken that. So now I can assume that we're working between this level here and our previous resistance. So what I'm hoping is in the short term, we are retesting the previous top of range and confirming support in order to go retest this top. Now, if I'm being honest, I can't confirm that because, like I said, what I've learned over the years of trading is trying to predict what will happen, and being absolute in it is a terrible idea. So that's why I developed the way that I do. But looking at the possibilities, this is definitely a single downtrend, and we have definitely put in an uptrend to verse it. All right, so if we're looking at this, there is definitely the possibility that we go down and form a larger ABC here. Now, a couple of different things to kind of coincide with this. If we look at Litecoin, Litecoin is a much, much, much larger ABC setup. All right, whereas Ethereum has an A, and we are currently within the B wave still. Litecoin has formed a fully fledged A, a fully fledged B, and a fully fledged C over the same time period. All right, much, much larger structure in terms of its probability for downside comparative to Ethereum's. All right, so just kind of lining those up, it's definitely in its favor. US 100 being underneath of its support, definitely in the favor of shorts. SPY still above, so it's kind of all over the place. It's really hard to tell. My hope is that this is not what's going to happen, but rather this. All right, we have uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, and this creates a short hedge position. And I can hold on to that. All right. And then maybe we form a much larger Adam and Eve pattern over time. So just like how on BTC I talk a lot about Adam and Eve, I'm hoping that it forms something similar just on a larger time scale. So right now, the reason why I'm quite bullish on the market is because of this structure. Sharp retracement, rounded bottom, kind of putting in that curve. And every single bull run has started with that same exact pattern. And go back many, many, many years. All right, given that fact, I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Ugh. I'm back. Kiddis, the legend. Thank you. Yeah, but where was I? Yeah, that's my prediction. My prediction is I have no clue. I would say at this moment in time, I am still leaning on the side of longs. If Ethereum can break back down into this range, I'm definitely looking more towards this structure here as the next possible long position. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, there's nothing really else besides that. Oh, so we have something similar going on BTC. Similar, but the only two options we would have for that is a slightly lower low here. But as we've talked about before, if we're looking at the larger term macro time frame here, I've pointed out like how I kind of look at possible bottoms. So in 2017, as we were progressing through the bull market, we would have these pullbacks. A lot of them were ABCs. But once we started getting a lot more volatility, they started to lose their ABC shape and were just general pullbacks. But on each of these pullbacks, you can see, all right, we came down, used it as support, 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 and then boom, broke down, went down to the next one, and then we popped back up. So if we apply that same mentality to BTC, now you can see during the bull market, we had this support, and then after this one, obviously we have to get a little bit more nuanced here. All right, we can see we had uptrend and we had a downtrend. All right, that was at 16,210, 300 roughly, whichever one you go for, or you can go with kind of the median here. All right, but if we're going with the absolute low of that, that's 16,300-ish. And then obviously if we go down even lower, we have 9,892. And then if you want to count this one, obviously you can, but I don't know. And then you have 3,866. So technically, we do have a little bit of space down here that we haven't tested. All right, and of course we can slip through that support a little bit and still come back above it. I mean, that happens. That's what forms an ABC in the first place. But there is still room to the downside. Don't get it twisted. All right, but at this moment in time, it is still looking good for longs until we start breaking that range. Fisher Flea Collar gets here today. You're going to be fine. I feel so sorry for the dude. Alan, you said just set up possible scenarios and plan for those to happen. I wouldn't say plan for those to happen, but be vigilant. I guess I could say, because I feel like plan for those to happen is implying that it will happen, but just know that it is a possibility. Yeah, react when they happen. Because that seems to be one of the missing keys for a lot of people. Like I said, I don't understand when I get comments that say like, you know, ABCs are so fine and dandy and when you show them working in the past, but what about real time? you can't spot ABCs in real time. And all I have to say to that is that's bullshit. That's just an excuse you're telling yourself. Like, it does not take a big ass brain to go, okay, we have an uptrend. If we go into a downtrend and an uptrend, it will form an ABC setup. All right. You don't have to be that far ahead. All right. You can just go, all right, I'm in an uptrend. And then once we're in a decently deep downtrend, then you can be like, okay, I have an uptrend and I have a downtrend. If this, then it will form an ABC and I will take my short. All right. What I'm doing here is definitely looking 2 steps ahead instead of just 1 step ahead. I have a downtrend. If we go into an uptrend, all right, I'm not saying that it's going to end here. I'm just saying if it ends there, goes into an uptrend, and we go back down to retest, this will be a new ABC setup. That's all. Did you get that job you went for? Not yet. I'm just being patient. I'm hoping that they don't just kind of leave me high and dry. I hope if I'm not eligible or if they decide to go with someone else, they let me know. Actually, I'll check that right now. But I am hoping I get it. Like I said, I would like something to kind of look forward to. Obviously, it's something that I like as well. Like, I like, helping people and teaching people about the stuff that I love. Like, that's what I love to do. So, working with Geek Squad, being able to repair stuff and help customers figure out, like, what kind of technology they need, that's my shit right there. I like that. And it would help me kind of get out of the house, be more active, get me moving around town. Probably get me away from DoorDash, because obviously, like, part of the reason why I'm so addicted to DoorDash is there's no reason for me to leave the house. If I have to leave the house for work, I can pick up food either coming to or from work. Probably send me a shit ton of money. Rupert, what's going on, man? How you doing? Doing pretty good, man. It's my birthday today. I woke up early. The market's moving and cruising. We got good trades on the board. God of War Ragnarok is coming out tomorrow. Life is fantastic at the moment. It still says my application is currently under review. I just haven't looked at it. Thank you. Let me look up an article on FTX. Let me see what pops up. What does FTX have to say for themselves? Twitter seems to be very excited about our weekly buy and burn. What a... No, you suck. Or at least, are they holding withdrawals? That's a bad sign. Binance pulling out of FTX. It would be quite crazy for FTX to fail like that. But just goes to show, nothing's safe. Right? From the day that I started Bybit, I've been pretty, like, Bybit seems to be doing well. It's on the top of the list. It's not showing insolvency. I mean, like, let's say FTX fails. It does start to cast a little bit more shadow of a doubt on other exchanges. So, always goes to show, be smart. All right, we're here to trade. We're here to make money. All right, that's what leverage allows us to do, is keep a small percentage of our portfolio on the exchange to make the types of trades that we make. Leave the rest of it off. All right, if Bybit failed all of a sudden, not saying that it will. All right, they've done good so far. All right, would you rather take a 5-10% hit to your portfolio because of that, or 100%? You like the YouTube minimizing feature on Opera GX? Yeah, that's really cool. So like when I'm watching my charts, like if I start a video over here, I don't know if it will pop up, but if I go switched over to my chart, let me see if that shows up on. No, it doesn't show up on that. If I shared my screen, it would. Let me share my screen. Display capture. Yeah, so like when I'm in my YouTube, it plays the video, and if I click over to my chart, it does like a little picture in picture, and you can resize it small or large, and then watch the video down here while you're chilling on your chart. It's exactly what they do on like iPhones and stuff now, but Upper GX for the win. Rupert, your thoughts about getting into cybersecurity? I've just moved across to it and doing SA bootcamp. It's ace. I mean, it's a really good industry to get into. But I don't know. I feel like go with what the wind's telling you to do. Like I said, I think, I mean, like it's spouted all the time now, but I feel like if you go to a trade school, you can pretty much go into any classroom and you can come out with a good job for a small investment. Have you bought BTC or Ethereum recently, or waiting? I haven't bought any recently. The last time that I bought was when we were getting close to 16.3. And then Ethereum, was it 2,000? Whatever this local low was over here. Yeah, this one right here. Okay, so 1295 was my last buy-in point for Ethereum. And then as well as when we came down here the first time, I bought right here. So I bought here and I bought here. And then if we continue down further, there's really not much for me to buy. You can double right click on YouTube to get the picture-in-picture via a second menu. Is that just on Opera GX? I don't see. I know that I know YouTube itself has picture-in-picture, like on the website itself, but across tabs, I don't know if it can do that. Opera GX has this up here, and you can even transfer the video to your phone as well through a QR code. Which I don't know if I'm not really ever gonna use that feature. Play some Wordle. All right, as always, I'm going with audio first. Ooh. That sucks. All right, so you guys can look at the keyboard now. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Can I zoom it in? There we go. So any grayed out letters. Try reset. All right, so there's an E and an S. Let me pop up the chat so you guys can help me a little bit here. It can't be terms because we already got rid of the T and the R. What about messy? Oh, that was a bad guess because I just put the E and the S exactly where they were before. Oh my god. I know. No, I can't do that. No, that's not good. No, it can't be aisle because we don't have an A or an I in the word. No, I didn't take the LTC trade. I just have the Bitcoin short and the Ethereum short. So I didn't want to outnumber my long with too many shorts just in case. Man. Sorry if that hurt your ears. I was trying to get the gnat again. I was gonna go after the live stream, just get absolutely every single piece of food out of my room. You guys, zones? No, it can't be zones because we don't have an O. I mean, we could try it, but that's gonna limit our options. I guess we're only missing the O, and that could allow us to test. Damn. So I'm imagining that. All right, so the E is not here, and the E is not here, and the S is not here, and the S is not here. So maybe the S is either here, or here. This is a hard one. I want to try to get a word with W, but what word starts with W that we have the letters to spell? I could do press, but that's definitely not the word because we don't have an R. But I'm just trying to figure out where. Ests? No, because we don't have. We know that the E is not here, and we don't have a T. Any letter that is grayed out down here, like, you know, obviously these ones are gray as well, but you see the difference. Those are not in the word. Whelps. Nah, can't do that. That gave us nothing. Oh my goodness. All right, so we know the E goes here. All right, so we only have a Q, a W, and E, an S, and F. What word goes here? It can't be an H. I tried. Does it tell me what the word was? Failed. Yeah. That's the first one we've ever failed. Not the first one I've ever failed, but the first one we failed on stream. Oh, yeah, it could have been spell. Damn. Someone go to Wordle from the New York Times and try again. Maybe I can do it on a incognito. How do I don't know how to open. Spell? It was spell. He got it, Rupert. Oh, you cheated? Oh. It's okay. See what to mine has going on. Everything's changed over there. Also, Opera GX has a built-in Force Dark Pages. Help your eyeballs out. We're looking at the 4090 because that's the only thing that's ever been profitable the last couple of days. This has been quite profitable. Caspa, KAS. Is it on Bybit? No, not yet. KAS. No, that's why it's just been a rocket ship. It's pretty new from the looks of it, which is not what I like to see. Oh, never mind. Got a little bit of price action with it. How is the way? How is? Oh, this is Cass. That's Costa. I remember when Costa first came out. I guess it's only on MXEC or MEXC. Mexi. Costa's in the pooper. Ran to LTC 12 times and still got stopped out. I don't see how. Like if we go down to like a 2-hour time frame here. So you would have had this is your setup. So this would have been your exact entry right here. And you always enter a tad bit lower. You would have been stopped out like once right here, which I think I was as well. And maybe you would have been stopped out right here, but then maybe like 2 times. How are you entering that? Or are you talking about like over here, like stop, 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 stop?
What Einstein actually said was that nothing can accelerate to the speed of light because its mass would become infinite. Einstein said nothing about entities already traveling at the speed of light or faster, at tachyons.
Why did you want to come to our planet?
Well, I've been here many times before. But what brought me here first? Your curiosity. I'd never been to a Class BA-3 planet before.
You just got to use your calculator, man.
Early stages.
Because I mean, the leverage shouldn't really matter unless you're using like 100x leverage or max leverage, which can negatively affect your liquidation point, even less than what your stop loss should be. You should be fine on any leverage. It's just a matter of how you set up your calculator. So like, you know, for KDA, I had to set my calculator this way, but for Bitcoin, I typically do 4%, 25%, 1%. So it's 25x leverage, but it's the same percentage stop loss on a real chart. Cadena still is the top miner. That is still crazy to see. That is awesome. Followed by Bitcoin, top miner doing $21 a day. That is insane to me. I mean, that's definitely a reason to be bullish on Cadena. Because I think the more and more people that see that Cadena is profitable, I mean, it's just going to add power to the network. Like I said, I like what Cadena has to offer. And I mean, it's such a new coin. All right, so like, every once in a while, like I tune into Ryan's stream and everything like that, and like a lot of the Chaz talking about like how they haven't delivered this or that yet. It's like brand new, so I'd rather them just like take a long time to do what needs to be done than rush half-assed features out. But like the core principles of the coin, I think it's a really good thing, combining the speed of like a proof of stake network with a proof of work network, which adds security. I think that's a beautiful idea, and I hope it does well. But can't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm gonna lose my mind. This gnat is taunting me. I have to like just be vigilant and wait for the correct moment. Only bad thing is I don't know where it's at. It just pops up for a second and then disappears like a ghost. When 20k subs? Whenever it happens. How close are we? I think we're still like 300 away or something like that. Oh, we're still 400 away. Not popping. Unless it's during a bull market. Oh, XTZ had a little ABC set up here. AMD coming back up a little bit. Imagine once their graphics cards are released. Probably gonna go back above support. We're still coming down here. XRP. Link has set up on it for a short here. Obviously, there's the larger structure here, which obviously would be a better situation. But you do have this ABC here. Unfortunately, it has been quite back and forth over that line. Now, that does suck. I probably would expect it not to end anytime soon. DXY did have a dump, but also Bitcoin did as well. So, you know, there goes to show that that correlation isn't always correct. Because we pumped when the DXY was pumping, and we dumped when the DXY was dumping. I'm not saying that the correlation doesn't exist sometimes. I'm just saying that's why I don't heavily lean on it. Soul, we talked about that. Sushi, I'm just taking that off the list. Matic, Matic? Yeah, Matic's got a good setup on it. I believe you mentioned that a little bit earlier. You said we still got setups on Matic and Link, yep. ETC, put in that higher ABC. Here. Yep, I'm an AMD fanboy when it comes to their stock. I bought back here a while ago. So, I don't think I'll be re-adding to my position here because I already have this position from here, but... Alright guys, we've been streaming for about 2 hours now. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, enjoy my birthday, chill out, and I'll probably be waking up pretty early tomorrow as well. I don't know if I'll stream as early as I did today. I'll probably try to stream somewhere closer to like 7 a.m. But yeah, I appreciate you guys very much. I mean, it's surprising to see this many people up. I know I got people all over the world, so I figured this was also a good thing for some of you guys, because I know Pratishir, you typically when I get on around like 4 p.m., it's like 2 a.m. your time, so I figured today I stream at a good time for you. But alright guys, yeah, just to recap, like I said, I'm still holding the same long that I have been in. At this moment in time, this does seem to be just a retest of the previous range. Alright, now because of this double layered ABC, it does have a little bit more power to it. So we definitely could see some downside. Like I said, I mean, we're looking at this from a larger time frame. There is the potential for a larger ABC setup on Ethereum. But at this moment in time, it does seem to be like we're kind of making an ABC retest maybe right here, which I'm really hoping for, because that's going to be an awesome take profit and continuation, hopefully. If not, we have the hedge position short. For BTC, we have the short position. I'm hoping that we get a long position to combat it. LTC and some other coins have much larger short setups that are more powerful. Hopefully you're in those if you don't have one. Matic definitely looks like a decent option for a large ABC setup. I mean, if we're just talking even to the 0.441 here, that is a very decent percentage from entry. Like 46%. Absolutely ridiculous. So if we do see it get back down, I'm probably going to take Matic. I'm going to go ahead and set up an alert here for Matic. Just because of that percentage. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Seeing a little bit of downside. Like I said, I know that FTX's FUD maybe has something to do with it, but at the same time, this should have been expected. All right, so once again, appreciate you. Thank you for the happy birthdays. I appreciate that as well. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe. Hopefully, we're getting a little bit of that spike that I was talking about. And yeah, there's nothing much else to say. Let's do the thing and hop on out of here. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Trade safe. Don't get stopped out 15 times on something you shouldn't. But bye.
From now, a special agent will leave Moscow on the Paris Express. That agent will carry important papers. We want those papers at any cost. At any cost. I'm sick of running. I'm sick of running. From now, a special agent will leave Moscow on the Paris Express. That agent will carry important papers. We want those papers at any cost. At any cost. I'm sick of running. I'm sick of running. I'm sick of running.